Calling all shiny cardboard collectors, things are finally starting to look up when it comes to Prismatic Evolutions. The reprint is here, it's in full effect. We are seeing not only sealed product continuing to hit all-time lows, but we're also seeing a lot of the singles from the set continuing to drop and hitting all-time lows. Now, it's not every single across the board, and it's not every single sealed product, but I'm going to tell you what is, and we're going to break all of that down in this video. And we still have more products that haven't even released from Prismatic Evolutions that's going to help continue to drive some of these prices down as the month moves forward. But let's jump straight into what has already been affected. Now, this is TCG Player, and we are currently looking at, this is the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Now, we just got a pretty big restock of this happening not that long ago. And obviously we're seeing a big price effect on this. So what we're looking at right now is a 27-ish% drop in the past month. These were around 330 to 340-ish for a PC ETB. Now we've seen these drop substantially, about $90 to $100 depending. 240, 230s is what we're seeing for the PC ETB. So a pretty big drop when it comes to PC ETBs. Unless they do more restocks on these, this might be the last time we really see these at a low price. And if you zoom out right here, you can see, upon release, pre-release pricing was very high, almost around $400. And then even after release, these did come down to around 260-ish. And now you can see where we're at now. So we're at an all-time low for the PC ETBs. It's not only the PC ETBs, the regular ETBs is what we got a big reprint of recently. And you can see we're down 21% in the past month. So things are definitely looking up. Things are becoming more affordable. Now, a lot of these are flying off the shelves when it comes to retail. So your Walmarts, your Targets, Best Buy, GameStop, wherever, they're selling out fast and they're going to the secondary market. But we are seeing more opportunity to get them at retail, at MSRP, and then the secondary market is coming down. So that is really great news. And you could see just in the past month dropping from 137 down to 108. Now the regular ETBs have started to bounce back up. So just keep that in mind. TCG has market at like 108 and we've seen 116 already. If you go to lowest listed's 116. So these are already kind of starting to bounce up as far as the regular ETBs go. But if you zoom out, you can see pre-release, these were $150. When we got into the release time, they dropped as low as 111. So technically we have bounced back up a little bit higher just very recently, but we were at not an all-time low because actually back here in November, pre-release pricing was more affordable. But since release, this was the lowest price we've seen since release on regular Elite Trainer boxes. And good news is, we have the Super Premium Collection coming. You can see the release date is just around the corner. 5/16 is the official release date, and these have been steadily dropping in price as well. Obviously, the pre-release pricing starting out was insanely high, $500, and now we're seeing them at $260. So we should, in theory, see these continue to drop as well. These are going to introduce a ton more packs onto the market. So, and we're going to talk about singles in a second, but we've seen single prices drop quite a bit on a lot of cards. So that should be a trend that in theory should continue as supply on those cards goes up, because these have a ton of packs in them, which is very exciting. And if you're not familiar with how TCG Player works, currently during this pre-sale item time, these sellers right here that have, it should be, I don't know why this one is, but they have this little icon. They're brick and mortar stores, and they're the only ones that are allowed to sell during pre-release. So once the actual release date comes, 5/16, other sellers are allowed to list, and that usually tends to bring the price down. So while this has dropped down to around 260, which is still very expensive, considering the MSRP is very low, like $80, you should see these continue to drop in value as well. So we'll see where these end up upon release, but that's definitely going to help drive the singles market down. And let's get into the singles while we're here as well. So this is the Umbreon, obviously the chase card of the set. Still very expensive. I'm not denying that this card is very expensive, but you can see in the past 3 months it's down almost 15%, and in the past month down almost an additional 10%. So it has dropped to around 1,300, and you can see lowest listeds around 1,200. We did see some listings not that long ago on eBay that were selling around $1,000 for near mint raw copies. So you know, it can vary a little bit. So make sure you're checking eBay as well. 59 copies currently available. So the chase card of the set continuing to decline. And like I said, it's not every single card from the set, but we all are also seeing, oh, and important to note, if we zoom out, this is the 6-month chart. So you can see we're at an all-time low for the Umbreon. Back here, you know, we were seeing $1,600. At release, it was 1,500. It came up to around 16, and now we've just continued to drop. So percentage wise, you know, not crazy on the Umbreon, but you know, hundreds of dollars still is the drop. And then you have a card like the Eevee, which is another really nice looking special illustration rare from the set, dropping around 18% in the past 3 months, and almost 14% in the past month. Now this one just dipped below $200 for the first time. They have market at $197, but if you look at lowest listeds currently for a near mint copy, you're actually at $174, which is right there, a little bit below the most recent sale price. And we're already at an all-time low for the Eevee. So some of these singles are dropping like this. So this is a great time if you're looking to pick up cards like this, or you're working on a master set, which is crazy for this set, but more power to you. So good news. It's good news across the board, seeing these prices come down. Even though they're still expensive, it's nice to see them just start to trend in the right direction of being more affordable. It gives me a little bit of hope moving forward. So Eevee being hit hard, and then this goes it goes with the Pokemon Center ETBs, you know, being restocked on Pokemon Center and dropping. But yeah, the Eevee stamped promo, which is one we've talked about recently, but it's continuing to drop. We're seeing this card continue to drop in value. 35% drop in the past 3 months, and 31.5 just in the past month alone. So this card was double the value, $150 we were seeing this Eevee at, and now it's at $75. So that is a very massive drop. Obviously an all-time low, right? You don't even really have to look at the chart to see. And this was climbing, you know, upon release, it went from 100 all the way up to that 150, and now it's halved. So that's honestly pretty crazy. I think that these Pokemon Center stamps, maybe even if they were a little overhyped in general, because people were going pretty savage for Pokemon Center ETBs and stamped promos, even if they were a little overhyped, this seems, for one of the most popular Pokemon from one of the most popular sets of the era, this seems like a very, very good price point to be picking up, you know, or potentially watching, see how far they fall, because what we are seeing is even a little bit below current market right now, $72 currently. So, you know, with cards like this on TCG, don't expect perfectly centered cards, because the PSA 10 pricing is still kind of expensive. I think it's like mid to upper $300 range for a 10, which is quite a big turnaround on a $75 card. So don't expect perfectly centered or PSA 10 worthy copies necessarily. There obviously still is a chance that you could get that, but just keep in mind that these stamp promos have come down quite a bit. And this is looking like a decent pickup point potentially for the Eevee stamped promo moving forward. Just give this card some more time. And then another product is the surprise box has just been on a big decline. You know, you got the stamped promos inside and you get some packs, but 36% in the past month is a pretty hefty drop, going from 80 all the way down into $51. And you can see, you know, lowest listeds maybe bouncing up a little bit, kind of around 54, 55 on the surprise box. So this is another sealed product that is definitely on its way down. And if you want to zoom out, you can see obviously we're at an all-time low on that product as well. It did go as high as $110, if you can believe that. And so yeah, $50 for the surprise box definitely seems a lot more affordable. We'd still like to see some of this stuff definitely get back to at or around MSRP, but given the context of the current market, we'll take the wins where we can get them. And then some other stuff that, I feel like all the times we've talked about Prismatic, I haven't really brought up the Master Balls too much. And these don't really surprise me as much, but we have an example of, a few Master Balls that are at all-time lows as well. Sylveon Master Ball here down 35% in the past 3 months, down to around $54. If we zoom out, obviously you can just see that chart just going straight down. Looks like the decline has slowed down more recently, but all-time low on the Sylveon. Most recent sale actually down into the 40s, so keep an eye if you're working on the Master Balls. Espeon, same thing as well. 34% down in the past 3 months. So it's just, these aren't as crazy, as the special illustration rares to pull, although there's a lot of, the set is just wild with the Pokeball and Master Ball and everything that's going on in the set, but still 34% down from $71 down to $47. So another all-time low here. Now, like I said before, it's not every card, and not every card is at an all-time low. Right? I think we should be hopping into the ones that are not. So obviously you have the Sylveon, which is a very stunning card from the set. This one's up in the past month. It's up around 10%. And you can see it's even up on the 3-month chart. It's shot up to around 560. Although most recent sales around 480. So we might see this start to drop a little bit. If we scroll down, lowest listed, 480. So Sylveon taking a bit of a hit, and this one's going to probably start dropping now with that listing. But, 480 still not at the all-time low, so it would still need to drop quite a bit to hit the all-time low. So keep that in mind. So Sylveon looking decent now, but trending in that direction. The Leafeon is down around 13% in the past month. Market's at 408, most recent sale at 390, so not too terribly below the current market price. Excuse me, having a little bit of a tongue twister there. And then the all-time low on this card is 350, so 390 is starting to approach it as well. So we are seeing, so I don't want to say like come back down to earth, because these cards are still very expensive, but at least be more affordable. So Leafeon trending in the right direction. The Vaporeon is up on the 3-month chart, 22%, and down only around 5% in the past 3 months. So you can see a big spike in sales right here between April 14th through 16th. The most recent sales around 200, which would be very low for this card, would be well below the all-time low. And lowest listed is actually at 284, which is quite a bit below market. So these other cards that are still up, it looks like they're probably trending down as well. So maybe for the more popular evolution cards, give them a little bit more time to continue to drop in value. And then the Espeon, similar case here. We're seeing down around 16% in the past month, going from 430 down to 360, and most recent sales kind of right there actually. So this one doesn't look like it's taking like too much more of a nosedive there. Not at an all-time low, 326 all-time low, but once again starting to near it. 352 is not that far away from 326, so Espeon starting to near the all-time low. Glaceon's up over the past 3 months, most recent sale around 265. So if that trend continues, 265, that would be at the all-time low. But lowest listed currently is at 281. So it looks like more of the cards actually trending towards that direction, which is really nice to see for people looking to pick up the singles. Jolteon 3-month chart shows up 23%. Most recent sale 285. 285 would be definitely not. 221 would be the all-time low. This card had a very just upward trajectory since release, just up and up and up. Lowest listed 297, so I don't think we're going to see that one hit quite that low yet, So Jolteon actually looking fairly decent, even though it's starting to come back down a little bit. The Flareon is down around 8% in the past month, to around 300, and lowest listed on this currently is 272 right here. So 272 would put this one at still a ways to go to hit the all-time low, but it does reset it back to, you know, a little bit after release. So still a very affordable price for the Flareon. And we're seeing similar things on the last two cards. My favorite card of the set art-wise, the Roaring Moon. Now this one is down a whopping like 25% in the past month, to around 220. Shinji Kanda, amazing artist. I really like this artwork a lot. Now this one's still up because upon release, it dropped to around 170. So it's still up, a little ways to go to hit an all-time low there. Then we have Cerulege, which this one, you got to see the texture on this card. This is an extremely nice looking card, and we're seeing around almost 10% drop from 220 down to 187. And we got a ways to go to hit the all-time low, but once again, trending in that direction with the all-time low, nearing there. So that is what we are seeing from Prismatic across the board. Pretty much sealed and singles, if they're not at an all-time low, they're starting to get closer to an all-time low. We're seeing the set come back down a little bit. Let me know your guys' thoughts, like how you're feeling about the set overall. Are you guys starting to have a little bit more hope, right? The Pokemon company did say that they're trending in that direction. And they really are. It seems like as far as prices go, they are bringing prices down. We got a long ways to go, but I'm hopeful and optimistic moving forward. That is all I have for you guys in this one. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel for daily Pokemon card content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.